Welcome to the most forward-thinking, inspirational podcast in this reality. The show designed to challenge everything we've been taught. If you've ever felt there had to be more to life, more to existence, then you're listening to the right podcast. Time to open your mind and dive in. This is the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast.
And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Today is, what day is it today? Today, I believe, is, Monday, January 5th. And I was going to set a podcast out last week, but I didn't. I was gonna, but I didn't. But I didn't. It has been a hellacious couple of weeks. Business has been good. The New Year's Rezo people, everyone that's jumping on the I need to start right now, January 1st business has been good. The phone's been ringing. So we've been really happy that there are some people that we can help. There are some people we made promises to, and we will get to you as well. Also, I would like to start this show off with a very heartfelt salute to our good buddy Benny. Benny passed away this weekend. He was an old Chihuahua Pomeranian maniac. I only met him a few times, but I really liked his moxie. So Benny, enjoy that Rainbow Road. Have yourself some fun. Go chase the young pups around. Hey, you know what's waiting for you in heaven? Your balls. We love you, Benny. This has been, just like I said, this has been an absolutely crazy week. An absolutely crazy week. And it's Monday because we're also sort of coming out of that whole Christmas is a blur. What's going on between Christmas and New Year's Eve? Ooh, Bermuda Triangle of the calendar. Something along those lines anyhow. I heard somebody say, hey, if you want people to take you seriously, maybe stop making so many voices on the podcast. And I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Never take advice or criticism from anyone you wouldn't switch places with. Bottom line. So my crazy voices, they're sticking around. I want to talk something about how we think. How we interact, how we engage, primarily with ourselves, and then externally with the rest of the world. I came across this clip, and it's one of those things that sort of really grab you by the caljunes. And it's because I find myself here, and this is something that I've known for a long time. One of my favorite quotes by Alan Watts is, a man who only has his thoughts to think about will only think about his thoughts. And that, for a while, like when I first got lost into philosophy, that kind of offended me. And I love the fact that, you know, if you get offended, there's your trigger, right? There's your shadow. There's the thing that you can work on. I'm not 100% sure why it offended me as much as it did. Not like I was like offended and flipping over tables and stuff like that, but I'm just like, ow, that hurts, you know, because I'm thinking more than I'm doing, probably. But at this stage in the game, I had been doing my entire life and almost getting nowhere. This is years ago. And so I look back at that now and I think, you know, now it's thinking and doing and thinking and doing. And my life, especially the past couple of years, has been a lot of doing and not much thinking. And so now my brain is thrown itself right back into a lot of thinking and not much doing. And I really like the mix and the match, because your answers are there. Your answers are all in that. I've come to so many amazing conclusions that I will be able to challenge later once I have more information. But to have my ethos kind of ripped out from under me with regards to my brain, with regards to doing, with regards to integrating everything that's taken place over the past 2-3 years. I mean, potentially even 4 years, if I'm being totally honest. So it's interesting to be on the other side, to be where I should have rightfully been the whole time, but couldn't be there, because if I'm there, then I'm not learning. And it takes all kinds to properly and healthily learn. And that's where I find myself now. I mean, okay, so there are some things that I would have done differently. Absolutely. But then again, are there? Because I'm not 100% sure I would, because if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here with the new perspective that I've gleaned or that I've figured out. And I love this perspective. I love this challenge in this chapter. I love the idea that I can go from here to somewhere else. Somewhere else. And here's a really fun thing for all of you listening at home. If you're esoteric and if you're a free thinker and if you're thinking about stuff, talk to Chat GPT. Chat GPT. My French friend says when she hears GPT, I think it sounds like I farted or I shit or something like that. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not French. To all my French listeners, a little bit of help here. Send us an email. Or a DM. We like those as well. So ask ChatGPT, tell me something. This is if you've been working with ChatGPT. You can't just like log in and be like, hey, my first question to you is. But if you've been working with ChatGPT and it remembers some of your conversations, ask it. What is a piece of information that you think would blow me away? Or something that I am absolutely not ready to hear yet? And it will give you a dissertation of you. It will hand you your shadow. It's amazing. I don't know where I got this idea. I think it was just simply because my philosophy, my thinking is like think. More. But all I can do is prompt you with what I know. Oh, look, I've made voices again. With what I know. And so how do we get into a level, or how do we get into an esoteric level where you can actually get new answers from things you didn't prompt? And if you think about it, how could anything possibly know what's inside your head or what answers you need to know if you haven't prompted it? Well, this thing can. This thing is an extrapolation machine. I'm going to play you the clip that not started me on this, but reminded me of this as I was in analysis paralysis of my analysis paralysis. So I've lost a clip now. I thought I had it queued up, but of course, as soon as I need it, she's gone. She gone. So I'm just going to talk until we have this dead air business all sorted out. And then I'm going to pull the clip up properly, like right about now. And I think we're good to go. So let's...
Figured out you're stuck in analysis paralysis. Congrats. So now what? Because naming the trap doesn't unlock it, and spending 6 months analyzing why you're stuck analyzing is just analysis paralysis about your analysis paralysis. Understanding why you're broken will never make change feel safe enough to attempt. That's the entire fucking con we're running on ourselves. Psychologist Albert Ellis built his whole career proving this with REBT. You can't think your way into new behavior. You have to act your way into new thinking. But we've convinced ourselves one more podcast, one more breakthrough about our attachment style will finally make us ready. Except ready is a place we invented, so we'd never have to arrive there. Your nervous system doesn't rewire from insight. It rewires from survived experiences. Understanding why you ghost people when they get close matters, but only if you text back terrified and discover you didn't actually combust. The insight draws the map. Walking the trail while every cell screams abort mission, that's what changes the wiring. Text back without the 3-paragraph trauma context. Apologize without citing your childhood. Show up late instead of canceling with a dissertation. Be awkward in the conversation. The point isn't doing it right. It's interrupting your default pattern with literally any other option and living through it. What's one thing you're avoiding that you could do badly in the next 10 minutes? Not understand better, not plan more thoroughly. Do it incompetently right now and let your body learn that different doesn't equal dangerous. The analysis phase ended the second you recognized you're stuck in it. Everything after that is just procrastination with a philosophy degree. You figured out you're stuck in analysis paralysis. Congrats.
So yeah, that's pretty funny. I'm not getting any texts whatsoever. And then as soon as I try to play the clip off my phone, Christy decided to text me 4 or 5 times. Thanks, Christy. I hope you're enjoying Brazil. She's in Brazil right now, expanding her horizons, which actually brings me to, can I jump? Can I jump topics? There are a fascinating amount of ways for people to comprehend and internalize and see and understand. And I'm finding out this too with my analysis paralysis. There are so many different ways to take in information. And a lot of us get stuck in this idea. If we're teaching or if we're speaking to somebody like our parents or our kids or close friends, we believe that they believe the same thing we do, or they get to that answer the same way we do. So we think that everybody thinks relatively the same. But there are people that take their experiences and they internalize them and alchemize them and integrate them, all of which is internal. And the extrapolation, like my brain, an ADHD brain, Cancerian brain, life path level 9 brain. My brain, I mean, you're hearing it right now. I'm seizing up because there's like 1,000 thoughts all trying to get out of my mouth at once. But that's how my brain works. My brain literally blasts through 1,000,000 thoughts and then zooms out and extrapolates. And so I spend my time deconstructing myself through my lived experience. This clip that I just played for you, this deconstructing, this analysis paralysis, this idea that, you know, you can't move forward unless you listen to a new podcast or think this or think that. But he's right. It's actions. It's action taking. All of the things that we're afraid to do or that we suck at come out when you decide that you can do this. When you decide that you can not necessarily live in fear, right? Afraid of the text. I don't want to text him because I'll give him the upper hand. If he's got the upper hand and he runs away with it, fuck it. You don't need that guy in your life. Right? I don't want to do this because I'm afraid of failing. We all fail. Everything is failure, right? There's only one success. You know what happens right after you succeed? You move on to the very next thing that you're probably going to fail at. Right? So we have this preconceived notion that we're not supposed to move. We're not supposed to shake. We're not supposed to do anything. We're supposed to just sort of sit around and think about it and do the math and try to execute it perfectly on our first shot. This is a trap. This is a trick. This is a lie. You've been lied to. Other people think differently. Other people need to have external stimuli or assistance, or I don't want to say maybe it's self-doubt, but I mean, there are so many things. Self-doubt, when I say external stimulation, self-doubt is, I don't know if I can do this on my own. I wouldn't mind a hand. I wouldn't mind something to help. And then there are people who feel that way and then actuate on it. So like myself, I will have those thoughts. And then I think to myself, there's nobody that actually can help me. And it's going to come down to what I can figure out on my own. It's going to come down to what I can extrapolate. Now, granted, I will admit to doing lots of psychedelics when I was a kid. And psychedelics open a gateway inside you that continue to expand and open. There are a lot of wonderful people out here that clearly have never done psychedelics. And so you can see them sort of one track minding it. You can see them believing in the left and the right of the politics. You can see them believing in politics in general. You can see them believing in Hollywood. You can see them attacking and criticizing anyone that doesn't follow along with who and what they believe this world needs to be. So they're wonderful people, right? But you have to take notice of who and where you are and who and what gets your energy. And that's massively important. All of the things that you're afraid of, and this, I mean, there's a whole thing on anxious avoidant, anxious attached, avoidant personalities, avoidant connection. It's the weirdest thing. Like when you go down this dissertation on relationships, how you connect, how you perceive your job, how you perceive the people around you, where the anxiety comes from, or where the self-doubt comes from. All of these things have root causes. And the more in depth I go, the more I try to break open who and what I am attached to, connected with. You understand that these are just simply labels. And yes, your pattern has followed these labels because that's the programming that you are theoretically attempting to break free from. But the wild thing about all of this is where I've found myself now. Philosophy. And this is what's currently breaking my mind. Breaking my mind. I'd be good at like one of them ASMR things. Ladies, gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment. I'm sorry, everybody. That shit's just fucking weird. So, analysis paralysis has you thinking yourself to death. A man who only thinks has only his thoughts to think about. Right? Who you're becoming and who you're breaking away from are powerful statements. What you're able to internalize, what you're able to alchemize, and what you're able to integrate. Understanding that integration is the most powerful piece of any growth cycle. So the thing that fucked you up happened, whether it was great or horrible. It changed the way you fundamentally function. What happens from here is integration. And some people are like, nope, I got the lesson, I figured it out. Bob's your uncle. And other people ponder, digest, understand, comprehend, grow. And with that growth, do it all over again, because new information creates new growth patterns, creates new everything, creates broader opportunities for integration. I find it fascinating, right? Because this, what I'm about to say, also parlays out into the totality of everything else. Literally everything else. So when you decide that you no longer want to be asleep and that you're going to wake up and you're going through your dark night of the souls and you're waking up and you're understanding and you're comprehending, I find myself understanding now thoroughly that the character I was playing while I was dead asleep was an interesting character, to say the least. To those of you who knew me back then, were you not entertained? To those of you who know me now, are you not entertained? To those of you who have never looked at my Facebook because I've never even advertised it, go take a peek, man. Facebook has changed its algorithm, so it works more like Instagram and TikTok. Wherein before it just showed your stuff to your friends. Now if you do something that like goes viral on Facebook, it's going to show it to everybody. And so there's a lot. I put an AI post of me juiced out or whatever, just super ripped. And I can't believe the amount of chaos that came from the internet. But my name and my personal Facebook account, I never expected this. This was just for fun. It was a stupid picture. I thought it was hilarious. It blew up. Just, the most interacted post I've probably had on there since they shadow banned me back in 2018. And so it's wild to see that. And I really, really get a kick out of it. And I want to do it again. I just got to figure out how to trigger these people. But it gives me an opportunity to bring out like the old version of me. Because I don't need to be anything. I don't need to have an image. And I don't have an image. I'm simply funny as hell. And these people attacked me first. They showed up on my wall and they attacked me. So I get to retort. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's a very funny post. Go take a look. It's me with all the muscles. You can't miss it. What was I talking about? Analysis paralysis. I was talking about how everything changes. What the hell else was I talking about? This is one of those days where it's just like I'm just really happy to be out here. Just really happy to be recording. Just really happy to be alive. And all of that truth rambling, got me to where I was going. So as you wake up, you unload the need to be that character anymore. And you think you're coming into the new you. The you that's going to lead you into the next genre of life. And it's true that you are. But then comprehending and understanding that this version of you is also your nouveau character. And we talked about psychedelics getting hijacked and all of these things being hijacked. Waking up and becoming self-aware has also been hijacked. People are out there pretending to wake up. They're doing their best to appear as if they're waking up. And that's very, very weird to me. Because waking up is a very personal thing. You don't need to share everything all over the place about waking up. It's befuddling would be probably the best word for it. I share personally, I don't share anything. I don't share anything personally. The business shares ideologies, ones that I'm working through. But I'm fully well aware that the person talking to you right now is just the character. Actually, two things. I am currently playing the character of the host of the Mental Mastery Alliance. This is me turned up to 11. This one goes to 11. It's like going to 10. It's just a little bit louder. This character is me, but it's also a character. You're going to hear from me the things that I want to say. You're going to hear from me the things that need to be said, in my opinion. But you're not going to hear from me too many deep-rooted truths about who and what I am. I mean, why would you want to hear about my day today? I mean, I'm going to turn the podcast on and talk about getting groceries? No. You're going to get the character. You're going to get me doing jazz hands. But there's also a real me. And the funny thing is, that might not actually be true, because my definition of real me is also me playing a character. So right now you're listening to the character that is the host of the Mental Mastery Alliance, Adam Robert Walton. But there's also me. One of my friends started referring to me as RG. And I kind of like it. It's a fun little nickname. He's a character. And the craziest thing is, no matter what you're doing, when you're living in the third and drinking and partying and doing all that stuff, whether you're waking into the fifth, whether you're escalating into the sixth and the seventh, all of it is a character. Almost like you were pre-programmed to do it before you even got here. And I had this whole dissertation on free will exists before you get here. So in other words, you write the novel. It's a choose your own adventure. And to enter the cave, turn to page 67. To sit on the bench, turn to page 14. Everything's written down. And it's up to you to make the choices to get there. That's the free will. But you crafted it. This is just my opinion. And so understanding all of this and understanding myself and understanding that I'm playing a character comes to the point of purpose. We need purpose. But this is the biggest rub. And I'm going to leave it on this one because there's a lot of other things I want to talk about in the coming weeks. Patterns, relationship patterns, attachment patterns, who you are and why you got to where you are. I want to go philosophical on our own shadow over the coming months. Without being clinical, because I don't fucking believe in any of these clinical people. I don't believe any talking heads anywhere. And I don't even believe myself. Well, I believe me. You guys don't need to believe me. You just need to take the information I say and be like, that resonates, that doesn't resonate. We're good, we're not good. This guy's an asshat. But yeah. Purpose. And this is the thing that hit me. And it's massively profound. And it bombed on Instagram, which is hilarious. Purpose without purpose needing a purpose is the purpose. Say that again. Purpose without the purpose needing a purpose is the purpose. In other words, you exist to be the thing that you exist to be. And we can think ourselves to absolute death. But we need to act. And in that clip, it said things like, if you're afraid to send the text, send the text. If you're afraid to dance, dance. If you're afraid to play the guitar because you're going to make mistakes, play the guitar. You got to get out there and you got to live your life. Right? Because the only thing that's going to stop you from having the anxiety is action. Action fights fear. Inaction creates more fear. That applies to life. That applies to literally everything that you're doing. And so what I was saying earlier about the idea that you're only playing characters and that understanding this I probably didn't even do it that much justice, but understanding that you're only playing characters and understanding that your character, my character right now, is that of an evolved man attempting to share knowledge, is just a character. Once you fully grasp that, you no longer need to hold on to any story you've ever told yourself about anything, which then makes you completely and totally free to do whatever it is you were going to do. Think about all the things that you tell yourself you can't do. I don't want to do this. I can't do that. Statistically, this is that. And I'm not gonna message her because she was mean to me, and I'm not gonna give up the upper hand. You're playing these head games with yourself so much so that you're gonna take away from your own happiness. I want this. I want that. No. Want. Desire. This is what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. I've thought about it. I know what's gonna happen. I've seen the patterns. All of it's fucking bullshit. Feel free to throw all of it out. And I'll tell you this right now. If you've been thinking about a business, if you've been thinking about a podcast, a website, doing something online and you haven't spoken to anybody, reach out to someone. Reach out to us. Info at the Mental Mastery Alliance. Head over to the website, mentalmasteryalliance.com. There's tons of stuff that we're offering, and we're super excited to help you guys. We got some great stuff coming out this year too. Some very affordable programs that are guaranteed designed to help you with your mind, with the way things work. None of this fluff bullshit, nothing overly expensive, just great content. We want everyone to have a fighting chance, or at least to have a laugh either at themselves or at the world. Because this whole thing is the theater of the absurd. It's puppetry of the penis. And we can win. We can win, and we're going to win. This shit's cool. This, ladies and gentlemen, was the first podcast of 2026. We are entering the year of the horse, or the flaming horse, depending on who you ask. And it's not right now. Don't get that twisted. The solstice does not start. The springtime is April 1st, and they made it April Fool's Day. And they also made us wish or waste our energetic wishes in the middle of winter when everything's still frozen and dead. So hold off on your New Year's rezos until April 1st. And have some fun with it. Have some fun with your life. And reach out to us if you need anything. We are absolutely here to help. Ladies and gentlemen, in the infamous words of Red Green, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Stay connected with us directly through the mentalmasteryalliance.com. You can also join the discussion on Instagram at instagram.com/the Mental Mastery Alliance. Let the team know you're listening by using the hashtag TMMA or tagging us at the Mental Mastery Alliance. To have your voice heard on the show, leave a voicemail or send a text to 647-338-1265. Long distance charges may apply. If you love us, leave us a review. If you hate us, you spend your time in weird ways, but also leave a review. Every review on iTunes tickles the algorithm, helping us grow. Until next time, unity over division. This concludes the most surreal portion of your day.
You got it, Pontiac.